Hey, thanks for tuning in to that channel over there. Hey, I got a quick question for you guys. The partner that you're with or the partner that you had, do you think that you would have picked them off an internet dating website? That's the question of the day. So I am going to give you my answer first. You guys can respond in the comment section, but look, this one's a doozy. That's why it's so long, but it's highly entertaining. So get your popcorn and your imagination ready, because I am going to take you on a mental ride. Hey everybody, who else is single? Are you on a dating app? I'm gonna tell you something. I just heard a question, and well, it wasn't really a question, it was more like a statement. This lady said, I would have never picked my husband if I had found him on a dating app. I would have swiped right past him. And I thought to myself, I think that that's true in a lot of different occasions. If you have somebody, look at that person, or just think about that person really, and ask yourself, would you have picked that person from off of a dating app? Chances are the answer is probably no. For one thing or another, when we are on the dating apps, we look at each other, and I'm looking for aesthetics. I'm looking to think, could I have a nice sit down with this person? I'm wondering whether or not I am up to the challenge of being on their level to have a conversation with them. I'm making all these presumptions about them because of what they wrote and what they look like, without ever actually talking to this person. I saw this guy that I work with in the mall, right? I saw him in the mall, and he was this quiet, timid guy with his girlfriend. And he just was, but he was supportive, and he was nice, and he was kind to her. And I thought to myself, wow, that's what he looks like outside of everything that I know about him. Okay. But the thing that stood out to me most about this guy is that I didn't think that he could actually bag a chick. I didn't think that he could actually, he's not conventionally attractive. And to me personally, he's not even remotely attractive. Hey, I said it. Look, just be surprised at some of the stuff I say. So I couldn't believe that this guy actually had a girlfriend. He was very attentive, and he seemed like something that I was, in the moment, a little bit envious of. I was like, okay, I got you. But, I was hoping that he didn't see me. And then he did see me. And I just waved. It was nice to see him and everything. I'm in there with my kids and stuff, and we, playing and everything around, up and down the aisles of everything. And, well, not the aisles, but, just the inside of the thing. Look, my kids can't sit still. They got ants in their pants, so they run every day going wear. Which is okay, because at home, they chill out a little bit. So, anyway, back to the guy. And I was like, wow. But so, I thought to myself, okay, they look cozy. It had been a minute, maybe about 3 years since I had dated myself. So I said, well, let me get on something and see if somebody's available, because even though I do work with the public, I talk to the public and everything every day, I also don't want to get those things crossed up with one another. So I don't make googly eyes at nobody. I don't ask nobody out. As far as I'm concerned, you don't exist in a romantic fashion when I'm on the job. So I think that keeps everything clear, and it also keeps weirdos away from you and out of your face. Women, can you agree? Okay, so and men, can you agree? Keep weirdos out your face. A lot of times I find that men like it when women are all up in their faces and everything. So anyway, so back to the guy. So I'm online and I'm looking, faces, right? And then guess whose picture I come across? The guy in the daggone mall. I said to myself, now I don't think that he was on this particular dating app and cheating. I don't think that. I may not know a lot about this guy, but I think that he's a lot more stand up than that. I've had a few conversations with him. I don't know if maybe they hit a snag, if maybe, now he's back on the market, because it had been a little bit of time since I had seen him. And I looked at his picture and I thought to myself, first of all, why are they suggesting this guy to me? Second of all, I looked at him in a completely different way. I said to myself, oh, he actually looks kind of nice. We put on our best when we get online and everything. And I ain't gonna lie, he looked halfway decent. But that just halfway. I still wasn't attracted to him, but I'm going to be honest with you. I probably would have swiped right on that dude if I didn't know him and I didn't know what he looked like in regular, everyday, everything. Like he was not attractive, okay? He just wasn't. But on the picture, it spoke different to me. His profile picture on this dating site said, I'm just a guy. And how you doing? And I can make your dreams come true, maybe. I don't know. But, give me a chance. And I was really surprised at myself for thinking that about this guy. Because, like I said, I didn't think that he was halfway decent looking in person. And I certainly didn't. I thought that I would never find or see anything attractive in him, And I ain't gonna lie. After I saw him in person again, I remembered why I feel like that. But at the same time, I was like, wow, if I had not known you, I probably would have swiped right and talked to you and given you a chance. But then I think in person I would have been like, yeah, no thanks. But hey, I'm just being honest. I know that sounds a little bit cruel, but I don't care. I am not attracted to him at all, but I am happy for whoever gets him in a relationship, because I saw a different side of him. That was really, really cool to see him cater to his lady that way. And, I really do hope everything worked out for him. But have you ever thought about that? So let's get back to my husband, okay? My ex-husband. I don't know why the hell I made that mistake. But anyway, so my ex-husband, I met him on Match.com, and I'm going to tell you guys something. I do not recommend that damn site. You know what? I don't recommend any site. None. I don't recommend Bumble. I don't recommend, Match.com. I certainly don't recommend any of the free sites. I got stories for days about those free sites. And I don't recommend, it's some other one that's supposed to match you with the perfect person for you or something like that. I forget what the heck it is. But I'm telling you, I don't recommend that one either. Because all of them in the end, they go, both of you guys like dogs. Both of you guys like walks. Oh, both of you guys like the outdoors. Both of you guys like toes. And they think that you're supposed to be a match. Because in the end, you're supposed to go out with somebody who has some similarities with you and some likes, and and I like the fact that on one of the websites I could pick that I would like to go out with a Muslim man. And I was just like, okay, this can go somewhere. And the Muslim guys on these dating websites, they ain't nothing but players too. So I'm just saying, no. But my ex-husband, and when I think about it, I will put that question in reverse. If you ever met this person, would you have ever swiped right or went out with this person? If you, but so we all know I met him on Match. I swiped and I was like, yes. But then when I met him, it was just a whole bunch of no. Like, seriously, when I met my now ex-husband in person, I'm telling you, he was really, really different than what I thought that he was going to be. He didn't really look like his picture. He had on a fishing hat, and he had I couldn't see what his eyes looked like. I couldn't really tell. And now that I remember thinking about it, why do I like this person again? I looked at his stuff, his pictures of his stuff was really odd, and it was really off. And if you knew me in real life, you would know that I like a little bit of weird, right? I don't really like a little bit of off, because a little bit of weird is cool, in my opinion. A little bit of weird is cool, in my opinion. A little bit of off says I'm gonna make lampshades out of your skin. You know, a little bit of off can say you'll never see tomorrow. So when I met him, he did raise some eyebrows on me, and I felt like something was a little bit off, but I didn't really know what it was. And there comes in a lot of regular human tendency right there when you're curious. It's like, is he really off, or is that me? Am I overthinking too much, or is he cool? Well, he likes me, so okay, but do I like him? And I'm gonna tell you the truth, I struggle with that. I struggle with that a lot. And I sit back and I think to myself, if I knew him in real life first, and I saw him on the internet, let me rephrase that. If I knew him in real life, do I think that I would have swiped yes or right, or whatever way the different websites are made, to pick him and select him and send him a message or anything? And the answer to that is no. But not because of the reasons why you might be thinking that I would not pick this particular person. I would have passed on any advances that he would have given me, because if I would have known him in real life, I would have said no. So like, if I worked in the same office with him, I would say no. If I knew him as the person who came in the Starbucks to get a drink, I would have said no. If I would have known him as the guy who comes and walks past my spot every day and says hello, or gets something out of my candy bowl, I would have still said no. If I would have known all of his accomplishments, and I would have seen him come in with an entourage for blah 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 blah, I would have said no. Like, there's no scenario that I could give you to accept going out with my ex-husband. And so if I would have known him in regular life, I would have never had those conversations with him. I would have never gone as far with him. And I am not saying that it's because of the internet that allowed things to flourish and, oh my gosh, things have arisen. No, I'm not saying that it was a gift to have met him online. Absolutely not. What I'm saying is, because I would have picked up on his offness, I would have always had that reintroduced to me in a neutral fashion, to always negate any sort of idea of him liking me in any sort of way, and me reciprocating that liking. So, in other words, the internet influenced me to now think about this man in a different manner. It took down defenses that I would have normally had up to protect myself against this weirdo. So, I don't think that we make always the best decisions when it comes to meeting somebody online. It's about your mindset for sure. And the only reason why I thought that getting on Match.com was a good idea was because I literally met the guy who I was dating for 5.5 years before him on something called Yahoo Personals. Yahoo Personals does not exist anymore. But I was just on there scrolling. Actually, no, I wasn't. I'll tell you about how I met him and everything another time, and why I was even on Yahoo Personals, because that's a whole story in itself. It's funny. But at the same time, when I met my ex, I literally I was horsing around. I was just poking around. I was like, Yahoo got personals? This is funny. Because the only thing I knew Yahoo for was being a browser. I was on there looking for cars at one point in time. I'm not sure if they still have the car feature on there. But it was like Yahoo was becoming everything that you wanted underneath of the sun in one spot. And now they had Yahoo Personals, which was free most of the time. I think they added in the payment feature later on, but for the most part it was free. Like, I never paid for Yahoo Personals at all. I think men probably had to pay. I don't know who had to pay. I know somebody had to pay, but it wasn't me, so I wasn't even worried about it. At some point in time, I think they said something like you can like get on it and like to push your profile forward or whatever, maybe pay. I don't even know how much money it was. I don't know. Like I said, I met plenty of people on Yahoo Personals. It was pretty cool. It was like, I was that little girl who grew up being a pen pal. So I was like pen paling it around to a whole bunch of different people from off of that out of the back of the thing called Right On Magazine. On the back of every Right On magazine, you had a spot where it's like, pick a pen pal, and people would give their names and their addresses. And so you would just like write to someone. And so when I was a teenager, that's what I did. And I mean like an early budding teenager, between the ages of like 13, 14, and 15. It stopped when I was 15 because some of the stuff that me and the girl was talking about back and forth, it got a little weird because the little girl who I was talking to, her stepfather had started molesting her. And that was a little bit much for me. And so I was just, like, I did write to her and make sure she was okay, but she didn't write back. So, we lost track of each other. We lost contact. But, that was a lot. But, so I was primed and ready to talk to people online. So I was just chit-chatting back and forth with different people who said they was interested in me. I literally didn't have a care in the world. I didn't care. Not at all, until I met this one guy. And, we seemed to hit it off, and we just talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. I'm not giving you all of this stuff because I'll tell you another day how that went. And I just, like, in the end, seriously, I was like, okay, well, we started going out, and it literally blossomed, into something that was really, really meaningful and really, really nice. And that was all good. But, it gave me a false sense of security about dating online, because after we broke up, and it was the most healthiest breakup that I've ever had in my life to date. Okay. But after we had broke up and everything, I said, well, Match.com worked before. Let me get back on. Well, not Match.com, Yahoo Personals. So now I wanted to try the whole Match.com. But I also got on Plenty of Fish, and I got on another website. Darn it, the name still escapes me. But it was some other website that was supposed to, match you up with the best pick for you or whatever. And so I got on that one. I quickly got off of it because it wasn't a lot of Muslims. And, like I said in the beginning in my introduction, that I am one of those Muslims, the modern Muslims. And I'm going to tell you, the pitfalls of being a Muslim woman are so vast. Because I meet a lot of people who are not Muslim, and then I spend way too much time talking to them, and then I like them too much. That's my problem. So I'm not doing that no more. I've sworn that off. I ain't gonna do that no more. I ask Allah to forgive me for marrying outside of my religion. Yes, I did that, and I have seen the error of my ways. I don't care how pretty the boy is. I'm not gonna talk to him. I'm not boy, man, because I'm a woman. I'm grown, and I date millions, not boys. So even a grown boy, I don't do that. I don't do that. He could be 40 years old and be a boy, and in the mind, mentally, I'm not doing that. But yeah, so I'm not dating any basket cases, that have a whole bunch of litany of problems and stuff. I'm not dating anyone who wants me to throw them a pity party. I'm not dating anybody that's overly charismatic. I'm not dating anybody who doesn't take care of themselves and is sloppy. I'm not dating anybody who swears up and down that they want me to be a certain sort of way that they're not being. I'm not dating anybody who's not on my level, especially mentally. Oh my gosh. I am not dating anybody who is not about centering Islam in their lives. I'm not. Because I'm gonna tell you, now that I'm a little bit older and I sit back and I look at our religion, I look at my religion a little bit differently. I look at us and I see the beauty in how the men interact with one another. Just the calmness. There's not a lot of muchacho going on. There's not a lot of beating of the chest and bronze and I'm this and I'm that. Let me grab my cock and shove it up in the air between my hands and stuff. It's not a lot of that. It's not a lot of bravado. It's not like I think a good Muslim man is more humble than anything. Like he could be, loving and big and boldness with blah, 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 brave and all that other stuff. But what I think a good Muslim man, or at least a good Muslim man for me, is too self-centered, vain, and how do you say, worldly and show-offy and everything. I think those type of people, they're going through some issues within themselves, and a lot of bravado and everything is looked at as a good thing with a lot of people who are not of Islam. And it's like that's got to take a rest somewhere. Like, I just want to get to know the person. I really do. And getting to know the person, especially sooner than later, because nobody has any time to waste. Nobody. Because I remember when I was younger, I used to think, I have time to waste. I'll find somebody. I'll just stick with this person No, I'm not sticking with nobody. Get out my face. Leave me alone. Let me chill. And unless you coming at me seriously and you about to show that you are kind and generous, and unless you're willing to show me that you want to have a person who will have your back and I'll have yours too, and we're gonna do this thing, and you're not coming at me as a gold digging man, and I'm not coming at you as a gold digging woman, and that you really want a family because I have kids and we're a package deal, and if you have kids, that's cool too, but I ain't signing up to be stepmother just so I can be a mom to your kids. Like, where I find that at? Anyway, no. Like, we gotta be all of us. We're a family. I'm not just gonna be somebody's mama, because you don't. And then, like, what do I become? Like some pass by chick that you get to screw every now and then? No, I'm not doing it. So it's us or nothing. Like, we're going to be a family. We're going to do this family unit thing. And your kids will be my kids. And my kids will be your kids. And we all be one happy family. And we have our we time. And we go around. And, so I can finally have the family that I've always wanted. Oh, man, you guys just don't know. Or maybe you do know. I've always wanted to have that family. I wanted to have the kids, the house, the happiness, leave it to beaverish type thing. Not ish, but you know what I mean. Like, they was together, we talked about things, we get into bed, and we, like the Brady Bunch crew and everything, talk about what happened, during the daytime and everything. I get some advice from my man, and he gets some advice from his lady, and I cook him breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or something like that, or maybe, whatever I could do and stuff, and, I have fun feeding the kids stuff and doing DIY stuff, and, just living life, and we go out, do stuff. I'm a very active person. I would just like to do all those things, and we work towards a goal. We stack our money, but we stacking our money together so we can retire and go on a year-long cruise as a yay to ourselves after we retire, and the kids go off to school. Don't have enough money to send you to school, but you got to find a way, just like mommy did, join the military or something, I don't know. Just what I'm saying is, I want a real companion. I don't want somebody who has me because they don't know how to cook, or they want me on their arm because because I look good. I'm sorry, I do. I look good. I carry myself like I am good, and I can make a great impression on a lot of different people, but I'm not doing that because they are them and for their benefit. I do that because that's just, first of all, the number one type of person I am. Number two, I'm doing that because I know that I represent my man just as well as my man represents me. But that doesn't all go away once we get behind closed doors. Once we get behind closed doors, I want it to be even better than what people see in real life. Like, wow, is that too much to ask? I just want somebody to like me as much as I like them, and I want somebody to care for me as much as I care for them, and I want somebody to support me as much as I support them, if not more. So I mean, is that so hard? And I see a lot of that in Muslim families, at least from the outside. You never know what people are dealing with behind closed doors, but that's what I want. But anyway, my ex-husband was none of that. Absolutely none of it. And the only thing that kept us going and kept us together was the fact that we wanted kids and then had kids, and then that ain't enough to keep you together, so we ain't together. It ain't just that simple. He is a grade A absolute asshole narcissist who's also an absolute psychopath. These are things I did not learn until later. Until way later. And then once those things became clear, you guys, once those things became absolutely clear, I was already in for years. I was in there for like 2.5 years by then. I'd already said yes. I'd already gotten married. And now I'm trying to think, how the hell am I going to get out of this? And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse, because the more I knew this man, the more I didn't like him, and the more I understood why it was never a good thing to try to figure out the curiosity thing. Curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity sure enough did take this cat and stab it a few times. But I'm telling you, I still got a few more lives left. Because they say, cat got 9 lives. I got about 3 of them left. I got about 3. He didn't kill all my lives. And so what I'm saying is, could you look at your partner and think that you would pick them had you met them on a website? And if so, great. But if not, why? Why? I know my why is a lot different than a lot of people's whys. Because a lot of people probably wouldn't pick their partner because they would probably think that they weren't as good looking as they were thinking in their head, and they said, no, thank you. And I mean, because people show up different in pictures than they do in person. I literally have had people say, I think you're a catfish. And I'm like, absolutely not. And then when they meet me, they're like, wow, you would look even better in person. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not conceited, and I'm not up on them myself. But I am proud of who I am. I'm proud of the way I look. And I know the way I look is a gift from God. And I don't diminish that. I don't put that down. I am humbly grateful and thankful. But sometimes it's hard to get people to see you when you're attractive. It's hard for people to see you because a lot of times people, especially these days, are very shallow. Very shallow. And it's like sometimes it's hard to get people to listen to you, especially if you're a woman. It's very hard for somebody to listen past what they see on the outside. So, yeah. But my reason for not wanting to pick my ex, if I knew him in real life, because I didn't. If I knew him in real life, I would think that guy never has a chance with me. And that's if he would ask me out, because I don't think he would ask me. Actually, no, I take that back. Narcs look for love and attention from anyone, and it doesn't matter who you are. If they could get that love, attention, and admiration from you, they don't care who you are. A little fun fact before I go about knowing someone who is narcissistic. I read in a book that if you ever have wondered whether or not your man is gay or not, even a woman is gay or not, and they're narc, or they and there's a laundry list of things to pick and choose to tell you whether or not they're a narc or not. So if you look down this laundry list and you thought, okay, they check all these spots, I've definitely been through this, that, and the other with this person, and I think that they're most certainly a narc. But then you wonder, are they gay? Are they bi? Like, what's going on? It's because they may not be gay. They may not be bi. But you know that they have had some sort of interaction with the same sex in some sort of way. It might be an actual physical encounter that goes all the way to third base, if you know what I mean. And it's because they are looking for that love and adoration and fuel from any source that gives it. So if that happens to be a man that happens to go along and get with another man because he gave him a compliment, or he's always up his pant leg, or whatever the heck you want to say, in his face or whatever, and the other person's gay, the narc will take that. And they'll do some things behind closed doors. It don't make them gay. It just means that they just wanted the adoration and the love to continue. So they wanted this person to still fall head over heels, or give them that, hey, I think that you're amazing. Hey, I think you're this and that and other. And they want the accolades. Oh, this guy, he knows what he's doing behind closed doors in the bedroom. And a lot of the gay guys, they're okay with getting that affection, because it's kind of hard for them sometimes to get the affection that they want from who they want it from. And if they could get a rise off of feeling like, oh, I did this, that, and the other with so-and-so who's supposed to be straight, but I bent them up today. Hey, if this is too much for you, okay. But this is what we're dealing with here in real life. This is not, I never ever said that my channel was going to be Islamic. Didn't say that. I said I was one of them Muslims that are oppressed. And I am a modern woman, meaning that I live in modern times. And these are the things that I just had to deal with. Yes, I had to deal with that. And it's not fun. It's not fun, but I can tell you a first-hand experience about that. A little fun fact I'll throw in there. Something I would never say on my other channels. But, yeah. There you go. TMI, I don't care. Alright, you guys. Come back another time. Like, subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell, because you never know what I'm going to say over here. And if you don't stay on long enough, you ain't going to hear the best parts of this. So, listen up, listen closely, and listen well. Share with a friend, and I will talk to you another time. Miss Lady is out.